Hello again, everyone. I'm back again. It's Friday the 29th. There's a couple more articles here that are worth telling you about. Now, first, I'd like to say that we have certain beliefs concerning what's going on here, but that in and of itself doesn't make us right or wrong. It's just what we believe. So, I mean, occasionally I'm going to just give you something brief about what some people may consider to be the enemy, but we need to keep our minds open. So, anyway, this is an article in the National Catholic Register yesterday, and here's what it says. In a question and answer session during his visit to Colombia, the Pope again defends the document against its critics, repeating that its moral basis is Thoministic, and dismisses theologians who take a purely casuistic approach to morality. So the first thing is the moral basis is Thoministic. Thoministic is the philosophy and theology of St. Thomas Aquinas. And this has been stated before. He's made this point before. But anyway, there's an article here that talks about, um, what he's speaking about here. And this casuistic, he's dismissing theologians who take a casuistic approach. And casuistic, I had to look up. It means intellectually dishonest or overly subtle. So, um, obviously the Pope disagrees with those who think that way. So, anyway, if you want to look at that, that's in the National Catholic Register. The other interesting article, very interesting article, is in LifeSite News, posted today, and it's a interview with the person who organized the Filial Correction, and he's warning that if the errors aren't corrected, there's going to be a schism, and he uses the word apocalyptic. Um, there's a lot of good information in this article. It's an answering question. I really want to. I'm going to take the time here to read to you a couple of things here that you find. I hope you find interesting. Here's a question here. He asked, "What do you think Leo the 13th meant when he wrote in the exorcism prayer?" That would be Saint Michael the Archangel, defend us in battle. Okay, he composed after his alleged vision of Saint Michael. Quote, "In the holy place itself, where has been set up the see of the most holy Peter and the chair of truth for the light of the world, there have raised the throne of their abominable impiety, with the iniquitous design that when the pastor has been struck, the sheep may be scattered." Are you familiar with this passage? Okay, now, I believe the pastor who is struck is Benedict, okay? And now the sheep are scattered. Uh, all right, so he says, "Yes, I discovered it right after Amoris Laetitia came out, and it surprised me very much because, frightening as it was, it seemed to be a perfect picture of the situation. I think no fictional writer could have imagined this, and it's a true prophecy which is unfolding now. No one could have imagined that this prophecy would really come true. At some moment, that paragraph was thought so incredible that it was even deleted from the St. Michael prayer in official texts. But I think what Leo the 13th was describing is coming true. So that's I thought that was worth reading to you. There's one other thing that caught my eye. Like I said, the whole article is really good. Okay, now here's another question. If a fraternal correction was made, now a fraternal correction is the same thing as a formal correction, except it's just like a friendlier sort of word. If a fraternal correction were made, what do you think the next step might be? It is very difficult to say, but I believe they haven't issued it yet because they fear a schism. But I think the opposite is true, that if they don't do it, there will be a schism. To not speak of the true doctrine, to not correct error for fear of schism, is a contradiction. Only truth can unite. If error spreads, it will cause a split. From parish church to parish church, from bishop to bishop, from country to country, it would be a practical schism, which in fact already exists. But if the correction doesn't take place, it will get much worse. So, boy, I'm telling you, every time I read this kind of stuff, it just, you just really think about, like, is there any way out of this? And a lot of people seem to think that there really doesn't, seem to be, unless somebody, one side really backs down, and that's not likely. Of course, I talked about that this morning, so. Well, anyway, those are the two things. That's in LifeSite News. And, what I think is that all these little pieces of information I give you helps you to form a clearer picture. People who tell you that, oh, that's no big thing, most of these people, I think, don't know very much about what's going on. Okay, they're not really keeping up. And, you're really doing yourself a favor by keeping up day to day, by following the channel and, just filling in all these little blanks and following along with things. And when you speak to others about it, you're educated, it's very important, for you to be able to speak in specifics. That is what will make an impression upon someone. When someone says, this guy seems to know what he's talking about, or this woman seems to know what they're talking about. So you can really do a lot of good in your interaction with other people by being educated yourself, and you're really helping Christ to save souls. So, and I really ask you to say a prayer for the channel, because I only started this channel a couple of months ago, and there seems to be more. God seems to be sending more people to it. But if you would all say a little prayer, and ask our Lord to, guide me properly and bring more people to the channel, because the more people there are who are educated, those become the teachers, okay? You become the teacher who goes out into the world and teaches people what is going on specifically in our church. And then as they get interested and they start paying attention on what's going on, they become teachers. Okay, so the whole thing to me is about education, and I'm happy to have. There's not very many of you, but we need to start somewhere. And any prayers that you say for the channel would be greatly appreciated. Okay, so enjoy your day. I'm here in Chicago. It's 2 o'clock, so I have some more work to do. And we'll bring in another update when it's appropriate. Bye.